What's up, y'all? Welcome to another video. We got it going on. It's Tune In Tuesday, and we still going strong and we still going hard. And we are enlightening people on how to become the best versions of themselves. We're giving you the cheat codes to a happy and empowered life. How awesome is that? I love what I do. And if you're here, I love that you're here to be able to receive this information and this knowledge. It is the ultimate satisfaction of my life. And that's kind of what I want to speak about here today is how to live an aligned life, how to live according to your values, because that's how you find happiness. That's how you find empowerment and satisfaction and wholeness is when you're living aligned with your values, your core values, and stepping into your purpose. You understand? A lot of people speak about purpose, but I don't think they understand that living your purpose is very simple. And I'm gonna break that down for you in this video. It's simply living according to your values and understanding what your core values is. And the, the thing is, you understand, you know what they are. You just have to bring it to the forefront and understand what they actually are, if that makes any sense at all. Because, our mind is ran on the subconscious, right? So we need to bring these things to our conscious mind so that we can be, quote unquote, what's called consciously living. When you're able to be sure of your decisions and sure of what you value and live more aligned. You understand? Know what's best for you, what's right for you, and feel confident. Have the self-trust within your own mind to live accordingly to your values, okay? So that's what this video is about. So how do you live according to your values? Well, you got to define what your values are. So how do you do that? Well, it begins with awareness, right? So you can go on Google right now and just take a in-depth look on what are a list of values, right? So go on Google, look at the all the available options of what your values could be and see what resonates. Take the time to look at all the values on Google and see what resonates with you. What do you stand for? What would you not compromise is the highlight of this. Meaning, look at your life from the beginning of lifetime to now, and what have you not been willing to compromise? Is it family? Is it integrity? Is it your passion? You understand? So what is your core value? What do you stand strong on? What would you die for? What do you fight for? Because this correlates to your identities and your stories and who you are. So that's a key indicator right there on what your core values are. So you can understand who you are, essentially. The famous quote is know thyself. To know thyself is to be a master of self. And to be a master of self is to become a master of your reality. So, as I stated, go on Google, see what resonates, and see what you would never compromise and in the past have never compromised, because that's a sure indication on what your core values are, okay? That's step one. Step two is going to be this, stepping more into your purpose. So take the time to write a vision of your life. What is the vision of your life? Do you have a vision of your life? Do you know what time you want to wake up? Do you know what type of work you actually want to be doing? Do you know how you want your family to operate? How you want your family to look? What you want your social life to be like? What you want your health to be like? I mean, there's so many things, right? You got hobbies, spirituality, contribution. What does your ideal life look like to you? Take the time, take enough time as possible to orchestrate this and define it for yourself. I'm speaking about be detailed so that you can feel it, you can see it, it resonates with your spirit and your soul and your heart, and it gives you something to strive for. It gives you something to live for. It gives you something to hope for in the near future. You understand? This is the importance of values and your purpose and becoming the best version of yourself, and again, living a fulfilled life. All right. And then when you wrap all this up, right? So you understand your core values. So the thing is, right? Everyone has values, but if you don't understand them, then you're allowing life to dictate where you end up instead of you consciously determining where you end up in the jobs, the relationships, everything. You understand? You're the conscious creator. And the more you understand your values, the more you'll be willing to take a stand and orchestrate what you want out of life. So we also explained the importance of building up a vision, right? So what is the cousin of building a vision? It's your mission. It's your day to day. So you got to take a self-analysis of how you're living in accordance to your vision, in accordance to your values, and start determining on what you're going to change. Start determining on what you're going to enhance, what you're now no longer going to accept because it doesn't align with your values. So why would you? See, the thing is, you already have these inner conflicts with yourself. You already have the cognitive dissonances within yourself. This happens when you do things that you know are wrong, but you do it for whatever reason, the people pleasing, the falling to peer pressure, falling to not being able to have the confidence within self to trust your own mind on your own decisions. It's a plethora of things that go on that allow you to stray from who you are, and you go off on the wrong track and you're faced with internal conflict. So enable to be able to avoid that inner conflict and again become the best version of yourself and to live a life of happiness is going to be taking a self-analysis of how you're living today and what you're going to change today and setting goals today towards your more ideal life or your life's vision. So again, that you live a life of alignment to your values and what satisfies your soul and ultimately who you are. Okay? This is what it costs, and this is what it is all about, being a conscious creator. You understand? Consciousness. Consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. You become the conscious creator when you understand who you are, know thyself, and you will be able to curate a reality that aligns with your soul and who you are, okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys here on this Tune In Tuesday. So much fun. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope you take this practical advice and implement it in your life so that you can see and watch your life change right before your eyes and share it to a neighbor, share it to a friend, a family member, and we can create a more harmonious planet that aligns with all of our spirits and our souls, all right? So thank you for tuning in. I love you guys. I will see you guys on Feel Good Friday. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.